Hey guys, it's Larry bringing you another Thrively challenge, but first I want to congratulate our winner on the Loom Large challenge, and that's Nathan in Illinois. He got the most votes on the Thrively Facebook page on his awesome rendition of the Thrively logo bracelet. We had a bunch of people enter the contest, and everybody did a great job. Of course, there's only one winner, and that's Nathan in Illinois, but now I'm going to introduce you to our next challenge. And the next challenge is going to be our Loom Your Passions challenge. And this one is actually going to have 3 winners. And the best part about this challenge is you get to make up your own stuff, which is going to be awesome. So the first part of the challenge is going to be what's called Loom Your Vision. And looming your vision is going to be exactly what it is. We want you to unleash your inner designer and come up with any crazy rainbow loom stuff that you can imagine. We really want to see what you guys can create and show off your unique talents and interests in the rainbow loom field. And then the second part is going to be looming your favorite activity. What we want to see is what you're naturally into, what kind of stuff you like, whether it's soccer, baseball, guitar, music. We want to see you loom. We want to see you use your rainbow loom to tell us what you're into, what kind of likes you have. And the last part of the challenge is going to be Loom Our Passion. And we're going to go back to the Thrively logo. And what we want you to do is loom us up something that has the Thrively logo in it, but your best adaptation, whether it be the colors of the bands, whatever. We want to see our Thrively logo in what you have to loom for us. And it can be anything. Creativity is a must. So bring the best game you can for the Loom Our Passion challenge. Now, participants will need to post your pictures to the Thrively Facebook page just as before. I'll go ahead and put the link at the bottom of the screen. And you'll also need to, if you can't do the Facebook page, then you can email it directly to Thrively at thrive@thrively.com. And then once the pictures are up, you'll have your friends go and like them on the Facebook page, just like we did with the Loom Large challenge. Now, without further ado, we're going to get to the video at hand, and that's how to make the Thrively bracelet. So, there's ours, as you see here, and we're going to get you started. You will need 3 looms, and as you see in the background here, we got the 3 looms set up on our big loom, but we took out the stuff around it. So you'll see how to set yours up, and the middle peg is going to be one higher than the rest. So figure out at home, if you have a board to put them on, great. If not, you're going to figure out how to hook them together, and I'll show you real quick. I'll have to shoot it in a separate video, but I'll show you real quick on how to set it up at home if you don't have your looms attached to a board here. So I'll show you that real quick, show you an image, and then we'll get back to you here. So get ready to pause it so you can figure out how to set up your loom, okay? And then we're going to get going on the Thrively bracelet. Now, for the challenge, guys, you're going to need 10 of the lime green and the yellow jellies. You need 10 each of those. You're going to need 16 each of the purple jelly and the turquoise. You're going to need 114 glow-in-the-dark, and you're going to need 52 red. So that's going to be your total count for the bracelets. So get that together, pause the video, and I'm going to go ahead and put the first layer down, and then I'll get right back with you. Okay, so your first row, you're going to put two glow-in-the-darks, then 1 glow-in-the-dark, and then 1 red, all the way till you get to 2 from the end. You're going to leave 2 open spaces because that's where your starburst is going to be. That's going to be the middle of your starburst. Okay, guys, so step 1, you're going to build the arrow. This is the very first thing. So like I showed you, you're going to put your double glow-in-the-dark, then your single glow-in-the-dark, single red, and then you're going to do the middle. And then you do one side and then the other. So let me zoom in here and I'll show you. So what you're going to do is you're going to start from the fourth peg down, or the fourth peg up in this case, because you're building that way. Okay? But what you're going to do is you're going to go from there, and you're going to kind of stretch it out down 2 pegs instead of over to the one. You're going to stretch it out to the next one down. So what you're going to do, whether, depending on which way you have this facing, you may be working away from you, but you're going to do that one, then that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay? Then you come back and you do the other side. One side, then the other. But again, double, single, glow-in-the-dark, single reds all the way down to 2 from the end, 2 pins left, nothing on those pins yet. Then you're going to go caddy corner with 1, and then for the last 4, you're going to go up 1 again, angled. And then the same thing down here, you're going to go down, stretch it like so. And again, remember, you can pause it here, keep that on the screen while you build the exact same thing. Do one side, then the other. I stress that. One side, then the other. Remember, building away with the U's facing away from you. If you're building with this in your lap, if you can set it on the table, that's even better. But build it away from you. Because when we loom it up, we're looming that way. We're building that way, we're looming that way. Building that way, looming that way. So the next thing we're going to be adding is the white band that goes across the top and on the bottom. So to kind of create the upper and lower part of the logo. So those are going to go here and here and here and here. And this is going to get put on first before we put the bands on the top. Okay, so then the other thing we need to do is we need to put in part of the front white arrow. So basically, you see how that works. I mean, you would be putting it away from you, but it's the same thing if you do it this way. But we're going to go 2 deep here. Get some more bands here. So if you were doing this away from you, you would go that way, that way, that way, that way. So that builds your arrow, and then of course this is going to be the curve for your other section. So let's zoom this out a little bit so you can see all of the looms here. So you'll have the 3, so you got 4 pegs there, 4 pegs here. Okay, so now that you got that, now we're going to build out our curve pieces, and you're going to do that by starting here, and you're going to go out 1 peg, and out 2, and then curve down, and then you're going to go here, here, and curve down. Remember, you're building out away from the middle. So this is kind of the trickiest part of the whole thing, is getting these bands on correctly. Because it's all going to be about when you loom the stuff up. So you kind of see how that part works right there. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to loom the bottom part, or you're going to put the bands on the bottom part, And you're going to start from the second peg, which will be here, and you're going to go from that peg up towards the outside. And same thing here. Just like that. And you're going to do the same thing from the top. And as far as these are concerned, you can start at the top or the bottom. It doesn't make a difference, just as long as you do these parts first. And you'll see why here in a little bit. Put that on there, like so. And like so. So that's where you should be as far as right now. Now, all we're going to do from this point on is forget about part one, and now we're going to take our bands that go the length of the bracelet. So we're going to have our colored bands, you know, our bars that go across, and it's literally going to be just like a triple single, and it's going to sit right on top of this. So I'm going to go ahead and put those bands on, and I'll fast forward through this part because literally it's just putting them on one at a time. But remember, you're working this way. Sorry if I didn't mean to mess you up, but you're going to be working away just like you would normally. Start on this end. You're going to loom towards that way. We take off that way. So we loom towards the U, come back this way. So I'll get back with you. Okay, so you see how we start. We start on the end. We're working our way down. Typically you would go this way, but I'm working upside down, so it looks a little different. So if it was sitting in your lap, you'd have this side towards you and you'd be working that way. So basically we have 4 purple jellies, 3 purple jellies, 3 of the greens, 2 of the greens, 2 of the yellows, 3 of the yellows, 3 of the turquoise, 4 of the turquoise. Now, when you get to that point, you're going to switch over, and you're going to do 2 sections of the glow-in-the-dark. So, we're going to do 2 sections here of the glow-in-the-dark. So from the purple, we're going to do 1 more here. And we're going to go 3. 1. And 2. And 3. Well, get on there. So remember, we're always looming that way. And then the green, we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. 3 greens there. We're going to do 3 yellows. I'm going to show you these sections here in a minute, but these are actually going to be red. And we do the blue there, the blue here. Now from our green, we're going to go with the red, and we're going to take the red all the way to the end. Like so. Push all that other stuff on there. And then what we're going to do from this white up here is we're going to go all the way to the end with red. We'll go up to the upper side here. From the yellow, we're going to go to the end. Okay. So that's where we're at right now. So now we need to go and we need to put the rest of the white. So we're going to have some glow in the dark here that we need to go up with. We got 2 purple here. And 1 purple here. We need to get our blues. We got 2 blues here. One blue here. Get a little better light on there. And now we're going to finish off with glow in the dark. So now we got glow in the dark, glow in the dark, glow in the dark, and glow in the dark. And now is when we're going to add our starburst. Now, of course, when we do the starburst, we're going to start, I'm assuming that you're sitting on this side and you have everything facing away from you and you've been looming that direction. Because when we hook it back up, we're going to go that way. But, go sitting with it that way, the first one you're going to put in the starburst is that one. Let me get these bands undone here, and then you're going to... That one's going to go down next. Then here. 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 And the center. And you push everything down in the middle. And then you put your capping band on in the center. So, and you do your capping band by folding it over. What I've actually been doing, since my hands are bigger than most, is I put it on the mini loom and fold it over like that. If I can even do that. Put it on the mini loom like that, and then just put that on there. Put it on the peg, and then slide it off the peg. Or slide it off the mini loom onto the peg. And then that helps keep it on there, and it also helps from you having to stretch it way out. So that's where you should be so far. We'll say that's the end of step 2 by putting all your triple single stuff across there. And now we're basically going to do the same thing as a triple single. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 3. Or actually, we might go 4. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I did before. So we're going to do these 4 bands, or these 4 pins, we're going to encompass with 1, then these 3, and then these 4. So it doesn't make a difference which way you go, just pick a direction to go and do the same thing. Okay? So for the very end ones, you're going to need 2. So I have 2 bands, and I'm going to encompass these 4 pins right here. So those 4 pins, they have 2 bands on it. Then these 3 pins have 2 bands. And then these 4 pins have 2 bands. And then the rest of the way up, it's going to be 1 band. So 1, 1, 1. And then I'll just go ahead and do that and show you. And we're not going to put anything on this last row. Alright, so I'll get that going. And we'll kind of speed it along there and you'll see it as it's happening. Okay, so that's where you should be so far. We'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. So you got all your triple single, basically your pattern, except with this one, you're going to have 4 in the top. You know, 4, 3, you know, this 4 is going to pull tight. These 4 are going to pull tight. And then these cross pieces that you got in the middle is what's going to pull everything tight in the center, even though, because you only have 3 there. So the tension of the 3 is going to be a little bit less, but you'll make up for it with the arrow and stuff. So now what you're going to do is you're going to loom everything up that's typical to the triple single except the center. You will not loom the center. The last thing you're going to loom is the center. So I'll show you real quick and we'll get started. So hang tight. Okay guys, so the first thing that you're going to do now is you're going to loom up your pieces here. So what you're going to do here is you're going to go ahead and loom up your starburst. And we'll get that going. And to do the starburst, what you're going to do is you're going to take the bottom section and go up. And you're going to go that way. That way. Really kind of doing this blind because I'm off to the side here. It's kind of hard to see what's going on. There you go. And then once you get your starburst done and out of the way, you can loom up the rest of this section here. So you kind of get the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this loomed up. And I'll go ahead and zoom out here. We'll readjust the camera. So just make sure that you're only looming up the triple singles. The stuff, the cross stuff that you put down very first, don't loom that up yet because that's going to get loomed in last. And do not loom up the center. The center does not go. So we've done this. We'll go the rest of the way up here. And then we're going to go all the way up over here. And then I'll get back with you. Okay, so you see everything's loomed up, except basically all of the triple singles, except the middle, have been loomed up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over, let's go over to this side here. And what we're going to do is focus on taking pieces to the center. So actually, you know what, we're going to go down to this bottom section here. So we'll go down to the bottom section. Get that in the middle there. So what we do here is we're going to pull this band through and pull it down to there, and then we're going to get back behind here, pull this band through, pull it over to there. And we're going to do the same thing here. Pull it down, pull this back over, and then we're going to get back into here and get this other one. Pull that down over to there. Same thing here. And we'll get through and hook that up underneath of there. Okay, so we moved our 3 over. Now we're going to come over to the other side and do the same thing. Pull it down there. Pull that over. And this is where you have to be careful that you don't lose your bands. Okay, so we got those there. Now, just to be safe, we're going to get our red bands now, and we're going to loom these up to the center. Get all the way under there and get that one red one. Move it up. And what you're doing is you're locking in those white bands by doing that. And get that bottom red one, lock it in the middle. Get that one. Lock it in the middle. And we have this red band here. And we're going to go ahead and lock in the middle. Well, looks like we got one messed up here. I got one trapped in there. So let me get on the other side. Alright, so I'm going to set this off to the side so I can get this loomed up, and then you guys can see what's going on here. Okay, so we got all our white bands coming down. Then we get in here, we get our red band, making sure we pull it through there. Hook that up there. And this is where it can get difficult. Okay. So at this point, you know, we've loomed up the entire bottom. We've got our cross going. And now what we want to do is we can go ahead and loom up two more. So we'll get up underneath of here, pull this piece up, and we'll get in here and pull this piece up. Let's try this. So I've already loomed the one side, so basically you're going to get in there, you're going to get that piece and move it over here. You're going to move this one straight over here. You're basically taking it to the other end of where it comes from. And then you'll move this one over here. Push that down, and then you'll start back out here and you'll get the outer one. And then the next one, making sure you're grabbing the correct band. Especially, it's very important when you get into these white ones that you're grabbing the right band. So you've put that curve over and this curve over. Now, you're going to get up under here and get that piece that goes over here. Remember, you can go either direction here. And now you need to get back in here and get that red piece to move it up here. And the red piece to move it up here. And then now, remember, those reds become whites. Move that up here. Move this one up here. And it doesn't really make a difference which side you go from at this point. And then remember, you got to take this one up here. And this one going to go up to here. Now just take a quick peek and make sure that there's no other pieces that are sitting where they shouldn't be. Let's pull this back a little. So at this point in time, you've loomed everything up. All your pieces are crossed over. The only thing you have left to do is go right up the middle. And then you're going to cap off all your bands. So just make sure that you haven't missed any. Make sure you got both crosses coming into the center. Both crosses all the way up. Make sure you've hooked all those pieces there. And then the final step is you're going to get up underneath of here. Now, from this point, what you're going to do is you're going to take your similar colored bands and you're going to put them on one peg. And starting with the purple, let's zoom in up here. You're going to take two bands, just like that, and you're going to put the two bands and you're going to slip knot those pieces together. So hook those two bands, bring it through, slip knot it on. Okay, now after this you're ready to take it off. But what I do here is I take these two bands here and I put them through these two bands. Let me show you what I did here. I might have to wait till I take it off. So from this point, you can go ahead and take it off. Let's zoom out so you can see. So you could also use the hook to help you get it off if you're having problems with the bands being too tight. You know, it's better than snapping the band. But there you go. There you go, guys. There you have it.